Your next comedian is visiting us from Los Angeles. He performs at festivals all over the country. Please give it up for Josh Rencher, everybody. Come on. Guys, you're cutting into my time. Whenever I see a homeless person walking down the street, pushing a shopping cart, I like to wait for him around the corner and set up a checkout stand. And when they come around the corner with their shopping cart, I might say something like, "I can take you right here." And they usually come right to me because they're thinking, no one's ahead of me in line. It's 15 items or less, which is usually not a problem. And after I ring up everything in their cart, if they don't pay for it, I make them put all that shit right back where they found it. Some of you might be thinking that's kind of a mean-spirited thing to say. So before I go any further, I just want you guys to know that it's okay for me to make fun of homeless people, because it just so happens that in my own family, we don't care for them. Recently adopted a Persian cat, but I know it's really Iranian. I call him Mahmoud Amir, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. I have a dog too, and don't really get along with my dog. Why is it, do you think, my dog has no problem humping my leg, but the moment I turn around and start humping his, suddenly he's too tired? I watch a lot of TV and movies, and have to admit, for the longest time, I've had this huge celebrity crush, which I think is normal. And you'll all know this person too. It's, I have a huge crush on, no, I always forget, is it pronounced Tomei or Tomai? Anybody? Tomei. It's Tomei? Is it Tomei? I have a huge crush on George Takei. Which I think is normal. And speaking of celebrities, you have to wonder what it was like for Busta Rhymes to grow up with a sister like Leanne. I like to eat out. Not just anyone.
Wow. Hey, brother-in-law. Wow.
I know a lot of guys tend to yell out the wrong name during sex. I've never done that, but I have yelled out the wrong name during masturbation. And as crazy as I know that sounds, in the dark, without my glasses on, I look just like this one guy who works at Jamba Juice. You guys ever been so drunk, so completely wasted that you drive all over the desert trying to find where all those Roadrunner cartoons were shot? Just me. I do like TV though. I've been writing and trying to sell a TV pilot. Tell me what you think. It's sort of a mashup of two of my favorite shows. I call it Stargate Special Victims Unit. Sort of a space rape vehicle. I try to save a little bit of time in the mornings by just peeing in the shower, which really upsets my roommate because sometimes he'll be in there showering. It's a true story. He's a pretty good roommate most of the time, but always asking me for relationship advice that I'm not remotely qualified to give. Like this morning, he walked out of his room and he was like, Josh. It's like, oh my God, Josh, have you ever had sex with an ex? I had to stop him right there. I said, sex with an ex? Brian, I'm pretty sure I know how to spell sex. Probably the craziest thing I ever did was changing a monkey's diaper. That's right. I changed a monkey's diaper once, you guys. And I remember thinking, this shit is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Pretty sure I know how to spell bananas, too. Yeah. I tried online dating, met a girl, went on a date. She asked me on a date, which was amazing. And she was beautiful, a Pilates instructor. And I asked her, what was it about my profile that attracted you? And she pointed out that I'd written in my profile that I was really into Pilates lately. And that's when I realized there's a one-letter difference between Pilates and pirates. And there be a typo in me profile, me hearties. The last girl I went out with told everyone she knew that I was black from the waist down. Yeah, you know why. You know why. Because my legs were ashy. I'm not really happy with my accountant lately. I got a pretty small tax refund last year, which sucks because I was hoping to do some home improvement. And by the way, they say you should hire Mexicans because they're cheaper and they work harder. So if anyone can recommend a Mexican accountant. That'd be great. I noticed, first of all, anybody here old enough to remember the Muppets? Yeah? Okay. The reason I ask is I noticed that a lot of the sounds that we all hear in our sleep, not one of them. I'm only speaking for myself. But a lot of the sounds we hear when we're sleeping sort of creep into our heads and influence our dreams. You know what I mean? Like, to give you an example, I had this crazy dream the other night about this insane threesome between Yoda, Miss Piggy, and the Cookie Monster. But then I woke up and realized it was just Frank Oz masturbating at the foot of my bed. Yep. I also noticed that a lot of the games that we all played as children might not have prepared us well for the real world. You know? Like, I got in trouble at the zoo last week because I tried to give a handful of white marbles to some hungry hippos. It wasn't entirely my fault because they weren't just hungry. You know, they were hungry. And because of that experience, and I'll leave you with this, because I must go. I think every children's game should have just some element of truth. You know, something tangible that kids can learn from while they play the game. And that's why whenever I go to a kid's birthday party, I always insist on bringing the piñata, but I don't put candy in it. No, I fill it with raw meat. Because, in my experience, that is exactly what you get when you destroy a donkey with a baseball bat. I just think kids should know that. You guys have been great. I'm Josh Rencher. Enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you.